I helped this fashion brand increase their organic traffic from 8,000 to 114,000 website visitors per month. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. I'm Tyler Nelbach, the founder of SEO Align. I've helped dozens of fashion brands improve their organic traffic and revenue, including several multi-million-dollar brands. And I'm going to walk you through step-by-step how I helped this client increase their organic traffic by over 1,300%. First, let's take a look at the case study. This client's website is a home fashion brand, and they wanted to bring in more organic revenue in Google. They previously spent over $50,000 per month on Facebook ads and Google ads, but they decided they didn't want to rely solely on ads anymore. The challenge was that they only had 6 products, so we had to get really creative with our keyword selection process. They also had never done SEO before, so we needed to build up their authority from scratch. The biggest concern I had was how we were going to rank for all of their different keyword opportunities when they only had a few different products to work with. Here's what I've been able to do with their organic traffic, and here's a look at their keyword growth after implementing my SEO strategy. So we're going to get into all of the strategies that cause these gains. I'm going to break it down into 3 sections: keywords, content, and authority. So please like this video to show me you're excited, and let's dive in. Okay, let's talk about section number 1, which is keywords. So the first thing we want to do here is we want to build a keyword database. And so this is kind of broken down into 2 parts here. We're going to look at our existing keywords that we're already ranking for, and then we're going to look for new opportunities. So the first thing when you're looking for existing keywords, so you want to see what you're currently ranked for, because these are usually really good opportunities to go after. It's kind of a low-hanging fruit situation where you're already ranking somewhere. It's easier to take a keyword that you're already ranking for in position 15 and bring you up to number 1 than taking a keyword that you're showing up nowhere for and trying to get ranked number 1 for that keyword. So the first thing you want to do is take a tool like SEMrush or Ahrefs. Either of them are great tools. And take your URL and plug it into the domain overview. And so right now I'm doing this for Vervet Denim. This is just an example brand just to show you how to do this. So came over to SEMrush, plugged it in. Then what we're going to do is you can either click on the number here, or you can go down and click View Details for the top organic keywords. And this is going to show us all of the existing keywords that we're currently ranking for. And so it's really kind of helpful to just look at these keywords, and what you can do is you can export this entire list. So we'll pull 4,000 keywords almost, and we'll just go and export the entire list. So I took that data and I plugged it into a Google Sheet here. So what we have now, just go over the columns that we're looking at. We have the actual keyword that we're showing up for. This is a position in Google that we're currently showing up for. So we see a lot of branded terms at number 1, obviously, but we're going to be looking at non-branded primarily. Next column is monthly search volume. This is just a number of times this keyword is searched per month. Keyword difficulty is how difficult it's to rank for this keyword. So this is on a scale from 0 to 100. The closer to 0, the easier the keyword is going to be to rank for. The closer to 100, it's going to be a lot more difficult to rank for that keyword. CPC, that stands for cost per click. So this is how much people are paying for Google ads per click for that keyword. So this is helpful because we know that the higher the amount here, the more valuable the keyword. If someone's willing to pay a lot of money for a specific keyword, it usually means that they're getting a really good return on investment for that keyword. So we know that it would be really beneficial to go after that keyword organically. And the last column here, this is the URL that's ranking for that keyword. These are all the existing keywords. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in keywords that we're currently not showing up for. So we're going to find new opportunities to go after. And so the best way to do that is to come back over to SEMrush. And I'm going to come back over to the domain overview temporarily here. So now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to look at our competitors to see what keywords our competitors are ranking for that we are not. So you probably know your biggest competitors, but your business competitors probably aren't going to be the same competitors you have in Google. They might overlap, but it's probably not going to be identical. So a really good way to do this is to look down, scroll down here, and look at main organic competitors. And what this is looking at is all of the competitors that are ranking for very similar keywords to what your brand is. So I'm just going to go ahead and look at these. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the keyword gap. And I'm going to take 3 competitors from the main organic competitors, and I'm just going to copy this link. And in the keyword gap, make sure your brand is the first one listed here. And then we're just going to go and add 3 competitors. And then we'll just click compare. This is just a breakdown of the brands and the keywords that they're ranking for and the overlap of the keywords. But if we scroll down, what we want to look at is this tile over here, untapped. So we have 3,400 keywords that our competitors are ranking for that we are not. And one thing to mention here is not all of these keywords are going to be relevant to what you offer. In fact, there's probably going to be most of the keywords are either going to be products that you don't carry or just keywords that aren't relevant to the products that you're selling. But out of this 3,400, there's going to be a lot of really good opportunities to go after that we haven't even thought of yet. So what you want to do with this is export this entire list of 3,400 untapped keywords, and then we're going to plug it into that Google Sheet. Okay, so I just pasted in those keywords. So what we have is all of the untapped keywords down here. For all of the untapped keywords, we don't have a position, so this is going to be blank. We're not ranking anywhere for this keyword. And over here, same thing for the URL. We don't have a URL that's ranking for the keyword, so that's going to be blank as well. So now we have a database of keywords. We have all of our existing keywords that we're currently ranking for, and we have all these untapped keywords. And what we want to do is look at these and find our biggest opportunities. So the next step that we're going to do within this keyword section is we're going to prioritize keywords. So the next thing we're going to do within this keyword section then is we're going to prioritize keywords. So this is a little bit of a manual process, but what you're going to want to do is go through these keywords, just skim through them really quick and identify all of the keywords that are relevant. And what you'll want to do is just remove any keyword that isn't relevant. So most of these keywords that are existing keywords are probably going to be relevant since you're ranking for them. But especially the untapped keywords, make sure to go through and just remove any keyword that it wouldn't make sense for you to rank for. And then we'll be left with a list of keywords that are relevant that we could potentially go after. Once you have your full list of relevant keywords, the next step is to actually prioritize these. So this is really important because we're looking at thousands and thousands of keywords. You can't go after all of these keywords at one time. If you try to rank for all of them, you're going to spread yourself really thin and you're just not going to rank for anything. So you need to put your focus on a few different pages and a few different keywords. So what you're going to want to do is ultimately you want to target one primary keyword per page on your website. And we're going to actually get into the mapping of these keywords in a little bit here. But the first step here, we need to prioritize these keywords. We need to find which ones are really important for us to go after. And the really important things to look at are relevance. So how relevant is this keyword to what you're selling? The next one is position. Where are you currently ranked? The closer you are to number 1, for example, if you're position number 5, that could be a really good keyword to focus on, because getting from position 5 to position number 1 is going to be a lot easier than going from position 50 to position number 1. Plus, you're going to get a lot more traffic. If you're position 5, you're probably not bringing in that much traffic right now. But if you get up to number 1, especially for these keywords that are searched thousands of times per month, you're going to bring in a lot of traffic. The difference between position number 1 and any other position is a massive difference as far as click-through rate. So you don't want to stop until you're number 1 for your target keywords. Next thing you want to look at is search volume. So this is really important because it's the number of times the keyword is searched in Google per month. You want to make sure that you're targeting keywords that actually get searched. So you don't want to rely on this and just look at search volume, but it is important. It's important because you want to make sure you're focusing on keywords that are actually going to bring in traffic for you. Keyword difficulty. This is another important one because you want to target keywords that aren't crazy competitive. And if it's closer to 100, this number is going to be a lot harder to rank for. But I like to look at this one alongside position, because if you have a really high keyword difficulty here and maybe you're ranking really well for the keyword already, then you don't really want to put too much weight in the keyword difficulty because you're already ranking well. So take that with a grain of salt, but just if it's a keyword that you're not ranking super well for, it can be a helpful tool to figure out how difficult it's going to be to rank for that keyword. Cost per click, this is another good one to look at because if, like I said before, if you have a high cost per click, it's probably a valuable keyword to go after. So you can do this a few different ways as far as prioritizing these keywords. You can go through, you can sort this by search volume. and look at all of the keywords that have a high search volume and figure out which ones would be a good one to target. For example, flare jeans, we're ranked number 13 and the search volume is 49,000 per month. That might be a really good keyword to go after because we're pretty close to bringing in a lot of traffic here. And if we can go from 13 to even the top few positions, there's a massive return here with a lot of different searches that people are doing in Google. So this is kind of a good route to go because you can look at by search volume and see which keywords you're ranking pretty well for already. Put a focus on those keywords and kind of go that route. So that's another really good way to prioritize keywords. And what I might do here is I might just highlight this. Find some keywords. Mid-rise jeans is another good one. And just kind of scroll down and find other good ones here. This is branded, but I don't really want to focus on branded right now. Light wash jeans were number 2. Why don't we get to number 1? Black flare. So you get the picture here. It's just about finding that balance of high search volume keywords where you're already in a decent position. Your initial priority should be on keywords where you can get results as quick as possible. And that's going to be these keywords where you're close. If you try to take any of these keywords like bootcut jeans where we're not ranking anywhere, that's going to be really, really difficult. So the priority should be these keywords that you're close on that you can bump up because you're going to get your ROI much, much faster that way. So I would definitely focus on those for the priority, but don't ignore these other keywords because these would be other keywords that we could go after eventually. The next step is actually mapping out the keywords to the page that you want to rank. So the nice part about this is most of this is already done for us because if we look at flare jeans, we're ranked number 13. We're ranked number 13 with this page. So the mapping is already done in this case. All of your existing keywords, the mapping is done. You already have the page that's going to rank for that keyword because it's already ranking. Where it gets a little bit trickier is when you're looking at untapped keywords. So if you look at bootcut jeans, if we want to target this keyword, we need to figure out what page we can rank for that keyword. And so a few different things here. You could look at an existing page. So bootcut jeans, you might want to look at a collection page. If you have bootcut jeans, either look to see if you have a collection page for bootcut jeans or figure out if you can create a collection page for bootcut jeans so that you can go after this keyword. So then what you would do is you would create that page and that would be the page that's targeting this keyword. So this is a really important step. Like I said, it's already done for existing keywords, but you need to make sure that you map out keywords to a page when you're looking at the untapped keywords. Okay, now let's talk about section number 2, which is content. So now that we have target keywords in place, we've prioritized them, we've mapped them to the pages that we want to get ranked. The next thing to do is to think about content. And so there's a few different ways to think about this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to filter this by all the keywords that we've identified as our priority keywords. So I'm just going to open up the filter here, and I'll just filter by this green color. Okay, so now I'm looking at all of our priority keywords that we want to focus on. And when you're looking at content, there's a couple different ways to look at this. The first piece you want to look at as far as content is optimizing your existing pages. So you can see these are the keywords. These are the pages that are ranking for those keywords. The first thing as far as the optimization, as far as the content that we want to do, is to actually go to these pages and figure out how we can optimize them for our target keyword. So our keyword is flare jeans, and I go over to this page. I see our title tag is flare jeans over vet. I see our collection title here is flare. So one thing right away that I would do is I would change this title to flare jeans because it's just a relevancy signal to Google. Rather than just having flare, if you can make it crystal clear what this page is about, which is, it's not just flare, it's flare jeans. So that's an important aspect. That title tag and that collection title are the most important places to have your exact keyword that you're targeting. So that's really important. That's one thing I would do here. If there's any sort of text content on the page too, that's really helpful. So a collection description either right up here or right below the products. If it's longer, definitely keep it underneath the products. You don't want to create a bad user experience by making users scroll. That's only going to hurt your SEO efforts. So those are some of the big things. So that first content step is optimizing all of these existing pages so that they're perfectly optimized for the specific keyword that you're trying to rank for. And it's really just making sure you have that exact keyword in all of the really important places. So it'd be the title tag, the meta description, the collection title, the collection description, all of those places. So that's the first step. Make sure all of these collections that you're actually trying to get ranked, make sure they're optimized for the keyword that you're going after. The second piece of content is creating supporting assets for these specific keywords. And what I mean by that is creating blog content around these keywords. So let's say flare jeans was our number one priority, and we want to do everything we can to rank number one for flare jeans. The best thing we can do is, first step, make sure the page is optimized like we talked about. Second step is to create supporting assets. So we want to write about flare jeans as much as we can. We want to answer questions people have about flare jeans. We want to find problems that people have that can position our flare jeans as a solution to those problems. And if you can do this and you can write a ton of content and internally link to the products and the category pages that you have for flare jeans, that's going to help you a ton, because you're going to build a ton of topical authority around flare jeans. Google is going to pick up on that and see that you guys know what you're talking about when it comes to flare jeans. And you're going to start to rank a lot better, because then when you're internally linking to this collection page, that authority is going to pass through from all of the blog posts that are building authority, and it's going to pass right through to this collection page. And you're going to start ranking a lot better for the keyword flare jeans. So this is a really important step that a lot of brands miss, but is really important to write content to have supporting assets for the keywords. So a really good way to find content ideas for the supporting assets for a specific keyword is to take the keyword, plug it in to a Google search, and I'm actually going to put what in front of flare jeans. And what you're going to see is these are all searches that people do in Google. And so we can see what shoes to wear with flare jeans, what to wear with flare jeans, what shoes, what tops to wear with flare jeans, what are kick flare jeans, what are the best shoes. So you can see a common theme here. People are really looking for a top and shoes to wear with flare jeans. So it'd be really beneficial to write a piece of content around the best type of shoes to wear for flare jeans. And then when you're talking about flare jeans, internally link to the collection page you have in place for flare jeans. And also any sort of the products that you have in place too, internally link to the products, because this is going to help pass authority to that collection page. But you're also going to see your conversion rate improve when you're doing internally linking right, because what's happening is people obviously are interested in flare jeans that are on this page because they're asking questions about shoes to wear, tops to wear with flare jeans. They might also be in the market for flare jeans. So if you do this right, there's likely a lot of search volume around these types of keywords. When you have a ton of content around it, you're going to bring in more sales for flare jeans from these blog posts. So another way you can do this is search why. Why are flare jeans popular? Why are flare jeans so long? All sorts of like question related keywords. You could do another one. You could do how to style flare jeans, how to make flare jeans, how to hem flare jeans. There's so many different keyword opportunities you can do just by looking at the Google search suggestions here. So these are good ways to find content ideas. And then the last step is to just write the content. Just go crazy here. Make sure the content goes in depth, and avoid writing about topics where AI could easily answer the question with a yes or no answer. Just make sure you're going really in depth and you're writing good content, because your blog posts are going to start to show up in Google, and it's going to help your overall rankings for the specific keyword flare jeans. Okay, let's talk about section number 3, which is authority. So this is probably the most important aspect when it comes to SEO. Once your content is relevant for the keywords that you're trying to rank for, the biggest thing you can do is build authority for your overall site and for the page that you're trying to get ranked. The way that you build authority is by getting other websites to link to you, otherwise known as backlinks. So what you need to focus on here is getting links from very reputable websites and very relevant websites. So there are a few really good ways to do this. One of my favorite ways to do this is by using a platform called Quoted. This is a platform where journalists from really good publications are writing an article on a certain topic, and they're looking for expert quotes to include in their article. And so what you can do here is they'll actually send out their request for what they're looking for. And as the expert, you can pitch a quote that they would potentially use in their article. And it's really cool because you can monitor this, and there's a ton of super good opportunities where, really good top publications are looking for expert quotes, where you can submit your quote and get featured in the article that they're writing. And what happens is when they feature that quote, they'll link back to your website, and that counts as a backlink. And not all backlinks are created equal. The better the website that's linking to you, the more of an impact that's going to have on your SEO. So getting links from these top publications makes a huge difference. So I would really recommend checking out this platform. It's free for the first, I think you can do 2 pitches per month, but otherwise it's a paid, I think it's $150 a month for unlimited pitches. But it is absolutely worth it because there's so many good opportunities. I've landed links from my clients on Homes and Gardens, Best Life, National Geographic, Forbes, all sorts of amazing websites like that. So I would definitely recommend it because it makes a massive difference for your SEO. Because when you build this authority, Google sees that. They see that these very reputable websites are linking to you, and it makes a really big difference for your SEO, your rankings, organic traffic, all of that. So would definitely recommend checking out this platform because you can get some really cool backlinks here. There are a ton of different ways to build backlinks, and there are a couple other ones that I wanted to mention that I'm not going to go super in depth on. Another one is to find relevant publications. So to find publications in the fashion industry that you want to get featured on, make a list of all of the journalists that write for that publication, and then just go in and try to build relationships with those journalists. Talk to them, send them an email, send them a LinkedIn connection request, and just build a relationship and try to find a way to get featured in a future article that they're writing. Another way is guest posting. So this is very saturated, so you definitely need to take a unique angle when you're doing this, but find good publications, find bloggers in the fashion industry, and reach out to them and see if you can contribute to their website. Definitely don't mention the phrase guest post because they're going to be pretty turned off to the term because it's overused, it's spammed like crazy. But if you talk about contributing to their website and you show some of the previous work that you've done, that's going to give you a much better chance of them wanting to respond to you and actually allowing you to contribute on their website. Then what you can do is when you contribute, you link back to your website within that guest post. So that's a really good way, really effective way if you do it right to build some really good backlinks. So those are just some of the ways. There are so many ways, like I said, that you can build backlinks, but these are some of the best ways that I would recommend going after building backlinks and building your overall authority. If you want results like this, then make sure to implement everything I mentioned in this video. Or you can skip the learning curve and have me help you instead. Just head over to SEOalign.com to schedule a call to see if we'd be a good fit to work together. If you got value out of this, please like this video and subscribe for more fashion SEO videos and case studies just like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.